Okay. Let us take the next example. So, it says that there are curves with infinitely many points, where limit becomes plus or minus infinity. So, that is not only at the end points or somewhere it becomes minus infinity or plus infinity, like inside that minus 2 in the earlier example, a single point, but there can be infinitely many points where it becomes infinity. Usually they are the trigonometric functions, they are easy functions to give examples. So, let us say y equal to secant x. So, all these points x equal to minus pi by 2, x equal to pi by 2, x equal to 3 pi by 2 and the other side minus 3 pi by 2, multiples of this pi by 2. The line x equal to pi by 2 becomes an asymptote here, right. So, that means as x goes to pi by 2 from the left, it touches the curve, and y goes to positive also it touches the curve, but there are different portions of the curve where it touches. When x goes to pi by 2 from the left side, it touches this curve on the top one. When x goes to pi by 2 from the right side, it touches this curve. Okay. So, similarly all the multiples of pi by 2. So, now when you take y equal to tan x, again these are really not all multiples, it is pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, all odd multiples, right, all odd multiples of pi by 2. Even sir pi minus pi, they are not. So, similarly here in y equal to tan x, at those points exactly again you get the asymptotes, or that is limit x goes to pi by 2 from the left side becomes infinity, and pi by 2 from the other curve, other portion of the curve, that also becomes minus infinity here. So, that is how there can be infinitely many points where limit becomes plus infinity or minus infinity. So, all sort of things can happen. Okay, maybe we should solve some problems now. Let us see, this is the first problem. We have the function as given 2 divided by 3 into x minus 1 to the power 1 by 3. And we are asked to find the limit as x goes to 1 plus. So, you see the denominator at 1 becomes 0, but it is 1 plus, it is not 0. So, it is well defined in a neighborhood where x is bigger than 1, because 1 plus we are asked to find. So, when x is bigger than 1, x minus 1 to the power 1 by 3 remains positive, right. So, now what we expect is this is positive, but becomes near 0. So, it is 2 by 3 and it should be infinite, positive infinite. So, it should give us infinite, right. Let us see how do we proceed. So, limit x goes to 1 plus 2 divided by this, we will substitute t equal to x minus 1, because x is staying bigger than 1. So, t is positive here, and it is 2 by 3, limit t goes to 0 plus, right, t approaches 0 from the positive side, it is 1 divided by t to the power 1 by 3, and this 1 by t we know to be infinity as t goes to 0, we are using that here. So, that gives us the result as infinity. So, second exercise, you want to evaluate the limit x goes to 1 minus the same thing 3 into x minus 1 to the power 1 by 3 in the denominator. It is the same function, but now you want to find out x goes to 1 minus. So, when x goes to 1 minus, that means x is smaller than 1. So, x minus 1 becomes negative, that is again if you substitute something of that form with t equal to 1 minus x, now we want to keep it positive. So, t is 1 minus x means t will go to 0 plus again. So, this is 1 divided by 1 minus. So, this is minus t to the power 1 by 3, which will be minus 1 minus 1 by 3, that minus sign comes here, minus 2 by 3, limit t goes to 0 plus 1 divided by t to the power 1 by 3. That we know goes to infinity. So, it is minus infinity. So, obviously, you can see from the function itself, if x remains smaller than 1, this becomes negative and it is closer to 0 from the negative side. So, the limit should be minus infinity. So, the third problem, we are required to find the limit of 2 minus cot x as x goes to 0. So, what do you expect here? It is cot x, it is cos x divided by sin x. So, near 0 cos x remains near 1, but sin x becomes 0 near 0. So, it might go to infinity, but then from the negative side and positive side sin x will have different signs, right. So, let us see how to proceed. Say let us find out first x goes to 0 plus, that is x remains positive and near 0. So, they become 2 minus limit x goes to 0 plus cosine x by sin x. So, sin x is positive here and cos x becomes near 1. So, this factor becomes near infinity and it is a negative sign, 2 gets observed. So, it becomes minus infinity. As x goes to 0 plus, we get the limit as minus infinity. And if x goes to 0 minus, then this is cosine x, this becomes sin x. Sin x is now negative. So, the whole thing becomes negative and there is another negative sign. So, that becomes infinity, 2 gets observed, we should get plus infinity. Therefore, we would say that the limit does not exist. Limit of x goes to 0, 2 minus cot x does not exist. In fact, when you say the limit equal to infinity, that is also limit does not exist. But what we have done, limits are, when the limits become infinity or minus infinity, we do not say that limit exists. Exists means it should be a real number. But from the non-existence of limit, we have separated two cases. They are specifically interesting for us. So, limit does not exist, but not only that, here we say the limit does not exist and the limit is neither infinity nor minus infinity. That also does not have to happen here. Also, we would say limit is neither infinity nor minus infinity, right. One side it is infinity, one side it is minus infinity. So, the limit does not exist, it is neither infinity nor minus infinity, not even these two interesting cases, it is in the other class. Okay. So, let us go to the next problem. Here we are required to find the limit of this function x square minus 3x plus 2 divided by x cubed minus 4x. This is a rational function, polynomial divided by polynomial. But we are given really 4 problems here. We want to find the limit as x goes to minus 2 plus, 2 plus, 1 plus and 0. Okay, we will do it slowly. So, what we see from this, it is a rational function. On the top the leading coefficient is x square, leading degree, here it is cubed. So, as 0 goes to 0, it should go to infinity or minus infinity something. Of course, we can find out immediately. And at minus 2 and 2 plus, we have to see what really happens to the denominator and also at 1. Okay. So, let us rewrite it first. Linear things will be easier to tackle than the quadratic or cubic. So, fortunately, we can factorize it here easily. So, x square minus 3x plus 2 is x minus 2 into x minus 1, and down we have x taking common, it is x square minus 4, which is x minus 2 into x plus 2. So, this is how it looks. Okay. So, now this x minus 2, if x is not equal to 2, of course, x cannot be equal to 2, because in the domain of the function 2 is not a point, because this function will not be defined if x equal to 2. So, x is not equal to 2 in its domain, we thus cancel this factor, we would get x minus 1 divided by x into x plus 2. That is how the function looks like now. So, initially it was given in a trickier way. Now, we are supposed to do this much work, some simplification, so that we can tackle the function more easily. Now, the f x equal to x minus 1 divided by x into x plus 2. So, we think about the points minus 2. Here this function when x equal to minus 2, denominator becomes 0. So, it is not defined for x equal to minus 2. It is also not defined for x equal to 0. So, at these 2 points minus 2 and 0, the function is not defined. Okay. At everywhere else, all the other 2 points, whatever you are required to find the limit at, those 2 points it is well defined. Okay. But so that means from the domain we have excluded x equal to 0, x equal to minus 2 and x equal to 2 also. The function is defined everywhere else except at these 3 points 0, minus 2 and 2. Of course, this last expression does not show that, but our function is given this way. So, that means we cannot define it at x equal to 2. So, except these 3 points 0 and plus or minus 2, it is defined everywhere else. Okay. Now, let us go to find the limits. Say at minus 2 plus, that means x is remaining bigger than minus 2 and it is near minus 2. So, x minus 1, it is bigger than minus 2. So, x minus 1 will be near, it is minus 2. So, it will be near minus 3, bigger than minus 3, and down it is x is bigger than minus 2. So, this factor is x plus 2 is positive, right, x is bigger than minus 2. So, it is somewhere here. So, when you take x plus 2, that is this, and minus this point, that distance, that is always positive. So, now okay, is that correct? You can find out algebraically. Okay. So, now this is positive and x is remaining near minus 2 and bigger than minus 2. So, here it is again negative here. So, x is remaining negative, x minus 1, that is also remaining negative, it is near minus 3, bigger than that, but it is negative. So, x minus 1 divided by x is positive and x plus 2 is positive. So, this function remains positive when x is bigger than minus 2, but near minus 2. And since x plus 2 is on the denominator, this goes to 0, this is near 0. So, the total is infinity or minus infinity, but it is positive. So, it has to be infinity. So, that is how we have to see the signs and it is bigger or smaller. Okay. So, limit x goes to minus 2 plus is plus infinity. Now, what about 2 plus, the second one? When x is 2 plus, that means it is x is bigger than 2. So, x is also near 2, this is bigger than 2, but near 2. So, this is bigger than 4 and near 4, this is near 8, x is bigger than 2. So, x minus 1 is bigger than 1, but near 1. So, the limit should be 1 by 8, right, but it has to be justified formally. So, that is not difficult, okay, because you take the limit separately. This limit is 2, this top limit is 1, this bottom limit is 4. So, 1 divided by 2 into 4, it is 1 by 8 using the algebra of limits. Okay, let us go to third one. So, find the limit of the same function as x goes to 1 plus. So, x goes to 1 plus, there is no problem in the denominator. This is near 1, this is near 3. So, it is really 3, denominator limit is 3, numerator limit is 1 minus 1. So, that will be 0, therefore, the limit is 0. Now, what about the limit at 0 plus? We are supposed to find the limit at 0. So, we are dividing it, finding 0 plus and 0 minus, that may be easier. So, let us say x is remaining positive, but near 0. So, it is x minus 1. So, it is positive, but near 0, that is where x is. So, x minus 1 is now negative, x is positive, x plus 2 is also positive. So, this becomes negative, factor is negative, and when x is near 0, this becomes infinity. is positive infinity. So, minus of positive infinity, we write minus infinity. Limit x goes to 0 plus f x is minus infinity. Now, limit x goes to 0 minus f of x, similar way, let us say it is near 0, but it is towards the negative side. So, x becomes near 0 and it is negative, x plus 2 we limit it instead of going very far, it is near 0. So, x plus 2 also remains positive, x is negative, so down it is negative, and top is negative near 0 and minus 1. So, that becomes near minus 1, it is negative, and this is 1 negative. So, that cancels, we get positive and it is infinite. So, limit must be infinite, that is limit x goes to 0 minus f of x equal to infinity. So, limit x goes to 0 is neither infinity nor minus infinity, it does not exist also, just like our earlier thing. So, you would say as x goes to 0, limit of f x neither exists nor plus or minus infinity. So, I think one more problem we should do of similar kind. Let us say find the limit of this function x to the power minus 1 by 3 minus x minus 1 to the power minus 4 by 3 as x goes to 0 plus, 0 minus, 1 plus, 1 minus. Okay. So, now let us look at the function, some rewriting might be useful. We write it as 1 divided by x to the power 1 by 3 minus 1 divided by x minus 1 to the power 4 by 3. So, as x is remaining near 0, but positive. So, 1 by x to the power 1 by 3 becomes infinity. X minus 1 to the power 4 by 3, it is near 0. So, it is minus 1 to the power 4 by 3. So, it is some number 1, near 1, or this minus also can, it is near 1, it gets accommodated in infinity, we would get the limit as infinity. Now, when you go to limit x goes to 0 minus, x remains negative. So, this factor becomes negative, that is the dominating factor. The other one some number, so that would give minus infinity. It is pretty easy here, but we have to look at the sign. Now, similarly, when you go to 1 plus, this factor will be dominating, the other factor will be remaining 1 or minus 1. So, let us see limit x goes to 1 plus, x is bigger than 1, but near 1. So, this one becomes positive, this is some number 1 divided by x to the power 1 by 3, and minus sign is already there. So, it should be minus infinity. And when you go to 1 plus, that is minus infinity. If you go to 1 minus now, then again this is some number, and it is 1 minus means it is less than 1, but near 1. So, this becomes negative, it is something like 1 minus. So, it is 1, but it is here. So, x minus 1 is negative, then to the power 4 by 3 becomes negative, this is negative. So, we should get plus infinity. So, x goes to 1 minus becomes infinity. It is just the reverse sign is happening, 1 plus and 1 minus. So, now let us see another which is a slightly different kind. It says f x be an unbounded function. So, which means you cannot say that f of x is less than or equal to m for every x, there is no such m. You take any m, either natural number or even real number, positive reals if you take, then mod of f x will be bigger than that m, it surpasses. You give any real number, we will find one x whose mod is bigger than that. So, that is the meaning of unbounded. Bounded means it will be less than or equal to. Okay. So, in absolute value, because the other side also it can be unbounded to minus infinity, going towards minus infinity. So, does it follow that when x goes to infinity, we should have limit equal to infinity or minus infinity? See, it becomes unbounded means there are some values of x which are bigger than, whose absolute value is bigger than m. So, some values of x whose absolute value is bigger than m. if you take absolute value of f(x), does it mean its limit will be equal to infinity? That is the question. So, that is usually not true, right. What could be the reason why it is not happening to be not true? It is unbounded. So, that means for any m you say I can find one x that is bigger than that, but we want to find limit x goes to infinity. So, that means we have another constraint that mod f(x) should be unbounded as x becomes unbounded. So, that condition has to be verified also. This can happen at a finite point, some exact some real number, but when x becomes closer to infinity, that is x is also bigger than some numbers, then this condition may not happen, right. For example, you see f of x equal to x into sin x. So, let m belongs to n, consider a equal to m pi by 2. So, once you take this, you will see that sin of a, sin of m pi by 2, its absolute value is equal to 1, right. So, a sin a by 2 or a sin a, when you take multiply this a is m pi by 2, it is equal to m pi by 2, that is certainly bigger than m. So, that means for each m in n, we can find one x which is m pi by 2, such that f of x mod is bigger than m. So, f is unbounded, that is clear. Now, f is unbounded, but as x is large, what happens? When x becomes large, we will find x in various forms. So, one form is say it is m pi, not this m, in some form m pi, multiple of pi, then x sin x becomes 0, right. So, for every point of that form, as you go along, there are points, large m bigger than m, there are points bigger than m where this function becomes 0. So, if there are points where unbounded points, right, infinitely many points bigger than any number m, you will find. So, at all those points this function becomes 0, then as x goes to infinity, it cannot be plus or minus infinity. It may or may not turn out to be 0 limit, but certainly it cannot be infinity or minus infinity, because after some delta, if x is bigger than delta, then f of x should be bigger than some number, some specified number, then it can go to infinity, but it becomes 0, right, for many of the points. Therefore, limit f x is cannot be plus infinity. Similarly, it cannot be minus infinity on the other side. So, you would say if x is large and in the form m pi, then x sin x equal to 0. If you take minus m pi, then also 0. So, it cannot be minus infinity either. Okay. So, you would say that limit x goes to infinity, x sin x is not equal to plus or minus infinity. So, it can happen that the function is unbounded, but its limit as x goes to infinity, that is important here, may not be equal to plus or minus infinity. Okay. So, let us stop with this.